Welcome back to another edition of Our City. A few things going around the city of Elizabeth this week. On Monday, October 7th, from 1 o'clock till 7 o'clock, the PBA, the Patrolman Benevolent Association, will be hosting their blood drive event. It'll be located at Elizabeth Police Headquarters at 1 Police Plaza. If you need any more information concerning these events or any other events, please contact our Public Information Office at 908-820-4124. And for this week's show, I'm pleased to be joined by the Acting Superintendent for New Jersey Office of Weights and Measures, Mr. Dave Freed. Welcome to the show, Dave.
Thank you very much.
And also the City of Elizabeth's Office of Weights and Measures Director, and that's Miss Lillian Caparruva. Lillian, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, Lillian, you've been on the show before.
Yes, I have.
And how long are you in the job now?
I've been working for the city for 20 years.
20?
20
Not long.
years. Yes.
And how long have you been the director here at the office?
Well, I'm the assistant
Superintendent, whatever the title
with
is.
with the Agency of Weights and Measures for about 5 or 6 years.
5 or 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And Dave, you were telling me before the show started, you're in this title 4.5 years?
About 4.5, yes, sir.
But you had a good past. You worked for hockey teams? Tell us about that, Dave.
Yeah, I'm on a fourth career or something. I've been
Fourth career?
The Division of Consumer Affairs for 14 years. But the first 15 years out of college was public and media relations with the New York Rangers and New Jersey Devils. Then after that, I wound up working for Texaco and Royal Dutch Shell before I found my way to the state in 2005.
So is it a little different working for state government than it is in private industry, Dave?
Yeah, absolutely. But after 14 years, I've adjusted, so we're good. Yeah.
So Dave, maybe you can start. People are probably not aware, Weights and Measures, it's an office that really protects consumers. And tell us from a state level how you monitor all of these issues that go around all the states.
Certainly, and thanks very much for having us, because the opportunity to have this discussion with you, the viewers, is greatly appreciated, Mayor. Weights and Measures has a core mission of ensuring equity in the marketplace and a fair deal for both the merchant and the consumer. And we do that primarily in baseline strokes by registering, inspecting, and testing for accuracy all of the commercially used weighing and measuring devices in the state. There are about 188,000, give or take, registered devices. And in short strokes, for the average consumer, what does that really mean? When you go to the supermarket and order a half pound of cold cuts, Lillian and everyone else in her role throughout the state has assured through testing of the device that you're getting a half pound of cold cuts. Same thing at, for example, a gas pump. You get 5 gallons, you're getting 5 gallons. So we make sure that the consumer is not being shorted product, and also that the merchant is not giving away product. So it cuts both ways, and equity is the goal.
So let me ask that question, since you raised cold cuts. Should the piece of paper that it's wrapped in be counted towards the pound of bologna?
No, Lillian can speak to that
Lillian?
most effectively.
No, that is they program that as the tear weight. So that is not included in the pounds that you're buying of salami.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lillian buys salami.
Salami,
I can see.
turkey.
Yeah.
I love salami.
You love salami, okay. I often wondered, when you measure these calibrated machines and everything, does that include the wrapping?
The businesses already program them inside the device. So, they have, whether it's the styrofoam plate or a diaper, everything's already entered into that.
So how do the two of your offices work together, Lillian? When do you need Dave and his staff in Trenton, or vice versa, Dave? When do you need the municipalities?
Well,
after?
Go ahead. You want to talk first?
Well, we do inspections here. We do supermarkets, bodegas. When there is a scale that's 5,000 pounds, we're not capable of doing that inspection. So that's where the state or the county comes in and does that inspection. They do testing for octane. We don't test the octane. There's certain things that we do that we're not capable of doing, and that they'll come in and do.
The state office, Mayor, is charged with providing general supervision to the 21 county and 4 municipal offices of weights and measures. So our inspectors, as regards test devices, primarily do heavy-duty equipment, and that is through, we have a number of work units at the state office, and one of them is the technical services unit, and they would do truck scales, rack meters at fueling stations loading fuel trucks, hopper scales where they're using materials for concrete or asphalt, heavy duty stuff like that. The state also does all of the testing of propane meters. None of the counties do that. And we have about 35 people at the state office, 21 of which are field personnel, 15 weights and measures inspectors, and 6 unit pricing investigators, and they handle inspection of the shelf labels at supermarkets that ensure the ability for consumers to comparison shop between, say, 2 brands of laundry detergent or whatever it might be. So, the county and municipal offices, which Lillian can get into in a bit, do the vast majority of the routine inspections of the preponderance of those 188,000 registered devices.
So you talk about those 188,000 registered devices, and you have to make sure that they're working. You put a sticker on them or something, and serial numbers?
We do. The sticker number is new, Mayor, just this year, and it was put in place for a handful of reasons. First, to increase accountability and traceability, or ensure accountability and traceability on the part of all the field personnel who are out doing the testing and inspection. And additionally, it's hoped that as public awareness is increased, that number is now there, it will enhance or make easier the consumer's ability to ask a question about a specific device or file a complaint about that device using that sticker number. And towards that end, what we are doing, hopefully it will be up live by the very early part of next calendar year, we're creating a web link that will list all of the jurisdictions and contact phone numbers, instructions on filing a complaint, and the ability to enter one of those sticker numbers and pull results that will show the latest test result and who conducted that test. So if it was done in the city here and someone had an issue, they would be able to get the city's OWM phone number right there and call Lillian.
So you raise another good question. How many complaints do we get in a year or a month or about machines?
We don't really, in the city, we really don't get any complaints because we inspect them yearly. We make sure that the device is calibrated and sealed. We might get maybe like 1 or 2, and then we go in and do a reinspection.
So how about statewide, Dave? Do you get?
Between 250 and 300 annually that we look into. Many of them are perfunctory and don't have much behind them. But as it relates to a deli scale at a supermarket or a gas station at, in whatever county, we would farm a number of them out to the local jurisdiction, take the first look, and assist in complaint follow-up if they had any questions, needed any help.
And every so often there's a big investigation, right? There's every so
Sure.
often, years down the road. They're far and few and in between, but every so often there's somebody out there with a whole system of cheating.
That's correct.
Yeah.
We do initiatives from time to time, different through our enforcement unit at the state, often with county and municipal assistance. And in a minute, Lillian can speak to the last precious metals undertaking and what she found recently here in the city. But right now, as an example, I have one of our inspectors working with an employee who's to come on for another municipality where there's a vacancy now and sort of assisting in training. And they have just recently found one gas station owner who owns 6-7 stations, 3 of which were selling gasoline with octane below what it was supposed to be, and one of them where there was flat out regular gasoline in the premium underground storage tank. So we do protect the consumer in many ways and find legitimate issues during the course of what
Tell
we
us
do.
about the precious metal thing that Dave was just talking about.
I've been working with Sergeant Garrell, Detective DeBow, and as well as a couple of members of the Elizabeth Police Department Detective Bureau. Together we were successful in stopping a business from decep- from cheating the system, they were violating city ordinance and violating also New Jersey State Statute 51. Our investigations, we issued numerous summonses, which led them to eventually close down. After seeing the results, Sergeant Guerrero and Detective DeBow realized the importance of having the Agency of Weights and Measures working with the police department. The power, strength, and resources our agency gives the Detective Bureau is the ability to continue to finish what they started, and also it helps them with their hard work and seeing that the wrongdoers are prosecuted successfully.
So, Dave, what is the level of octane? I mean, I don't know. Is it vary based on the?
Well, anytime you go to the pump, you see the
the octane,
93,
right,
89,
right.
87, right? It's in short order an anti-knock quality within the gasoline,
Sure.
and some of the cars with more powerful engines are required to have the higher octane. So certainly if you have the wrong octane or lower octane underground in a storage tank for higher octane, as you see in the street price, the cost to the merchant is lower. So it's just an enhanced margin with a false representation of the product being delivered to the consumer.
That's interesting, what the work you do. I mean, that's something that nobody would ever think
Well,
of.
that's part of why we're happy to be here, Mayor, because this type of public awareness enhancement is invaluable to us.
How many inspections do you think you do a year?
The
Thousands.
device testing is in the low. We get to over 80% of the devices each year. It's supposed to be 100%, but because each county and municipal office has widely varying staff levels and widely varying numbers of registered devices within their jurisdiction, some are better able to get to the high end and complete almost all of their inspections, as opposed to some others.
Do you think we get to everybody during the course of a year?
Yes.
We do.
Last year, we inspected about 485 businesses and calibrated and sealed about 4,500 devices. And that was an increase from the year before, which is 100 more.
Well, I want to thank the two of you for taking the time to join us on the show tonight.
Thank you for
It was
having us.
fascinating to hear the explanation. It's an office that not a lot of people pay attention to, but it really protects the consumer, like you said, Dave.
Yeah, and we ensure a level of trust between the seller and the buyer.
We probably could have gone on another 15 minutes, Mayor, if you had the time. I mean, there's so much that we do.
There is,
but I
but
really appreciate it.
Thank you, Dave. And
Thank
I want
you.
to thank Mr. Dave Freed, the acting superintendent for New Jersey's Office of Weights and Measures, Ms. Lillian Caparruva here in the city of Elizabeth. And please stay with us after these messages, where there'll be more about the Elmora Troopers' fantastic run in Williamsport Little League this year.
We're an American original, dependable, historic, nuanced, with all the comforts of home, even when you're just visiting. So we're celebrating for all that we've left untouched and all that we've changed. A place where the past meets the future. So consider this your invitation.
We've been celebrating here in Elizabeth for 350 years, and we're just getting started.
Just minutes from New York City, we are the gateway to the state of New Jersey. Experience Elizabeth. It all starts here.
Then I went back on Tuesday night. I watched Coach Labrador lead 13 young men onto the field every day with Coach Aponte and Coach Garcia. I watched the Jersey Shake be performed, and I got to tell you, I couldn't have been more proud of 13 men and 3 coaches representing the city of Elizabeth in Bristol, Connecticut, and Williamsburg, Pennsylvania. You know, in April 1992, we lost a dear friend in the city of Elizabeth, and that was Thomas Hanratty, badge number 4971. His mom and his brothers and his sisters and his aunts are here. He doesn't have a sister, sorry. But his family's here. I knew Tommy from the days he played in Little League Baseball. And we became a state trooper. And when we didn't have a field to play in, and we worked with the community in order to develop those fields, I went to Nancy Hanratty and Tommy Hanratty's mom and dad, and I said, I'm going to suggest to the city council that we name this complex in the memory of Trooper Thomas Hanratty. And the city council at that time went along unanimously, and today the board of directors, in naming the all-star team the Elmora Troopers, we bring out the colonel, the lieutenant colonel, and the entire state police marching group that's with us here today. Thank you, men and women, for being here. And thank you for the Hanratty family for being here as well. Every 12-year-old dreams of going to Williamsport. Every 12-year-old wants to play baseball in Williamsport. This is the first team that ever got the chance to do it from the city of Elizabeth, the Elmora Troopers. Not only did they win the sectionals and the state championship, but they won the Mid-Atlantic region when they beat Haverstraw, New York, 19-4. When Justin Labrador got that one hit in that game and he stood on second base doing the Jersey Shake with his father coaching third base, helping him along do that Jersey Shake, that was absolutely terrific because that was starting to get the momentum going. And the 500 parents that were in Bristol, Connecticut, along with the team coaches, was an absolutely great sight to see. Congratulations to all of you for supporting this team. And one of my treasures is a signed baseball from all of the members of the team. I have a lot of signed baseballs upstairs, but this one will remain around for a very, very long time. And I gotta tell you, I'm wearing a shirt that is 2XXL. You know why? Because the Mid-Atlantic Championship was the only team to sell out in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, because these kids grabbed the hearts and the minds of not only New Jersey, but the entire country, because they went to Williamsport not only to play baseball, but to have fun and represent their families and our communities in Pennsylvania. And for that, we thank all of you. There's an awful lot of elected officials here today, and I'm going to mention all of them because the support of that team also was tribute to all of them that are here today. But first we're going to start because he's taken time out of his schedule to be here today, and he celebrated with the troopers in Ewing, New Jersey, in the state police headquarters, and he's designated today Elizabeth Elmora Trooper Day, the governor of the state of New Jersey, Governor Philip Murphy.
Hello, everybody. Indeed, it's not just a special day in Elizabeth or in Union County. It is, in fact, Elmora Troopers Day throughout the entire state of New Jersey. Mayor Bowledge, I can't thank you enough for your leadership generally and specifically to baseball, Little League, and this team. But as you mentioned, I was honored with Colonel Callahan and and many of his colleagues about 10 days ago to present that proclamation to Coach Labrador and the entire team. Saw them do a little bit of the Jersey shake. Tried it myself. That wasn't too pretty. Didn't you hear the proclamation about the... No. I think that violates the code of conduct for parents and coaches. At least I just violated it. But this is a source of enormous pride. As I mentioned to these guys 10 days ago, I think the best book ever written on baseball is called The Boys of Summer, written about the Brooklyn Dodgers. But these guys, the Elmora Troopers, are our Boys of Summer, right? Not just in Elizabeth, not just in Little League, but throughout New Jersey. And the enormous pride that you've given this town and this state cannot be underestimated. And in particular, in memory of Tommy Hanratty and his family, and I never had the chance to meet him, but all these men and women behind me, led by the Colonel, the Attorney General, it's not just the baseball they play, it's not just the way they played it, it's what they stand for. So God bless you all, thank you all so much for everything you've done and you continue to do, and thank you Elizabeth and Mayor for having me here today.
Thank you very much, Governor. And now for a special invitation, the Congressman from the City of Elizabeth, Congressman Albie Osiris.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. First of all, there's nothing like a Little League team to bring a community together. You just look around. You have governors, you have mayors, you have senators, you have congressmen. Everybody's here to congratulate you. Because of what you represent. You have done an awesome job. I had calls from as far away as California to ask me, who's that kid with that shake from Elizabeth? That's how far you guys went. And the fact that it represents troopers, one of the finest institutions that we have in New Jersey, is even more awesome. So I have to be sure because there are a lot more members here. Mayor, congratulations. You have done a great job. Every time I called you, you were down there. Every time I called him, he was down there to congratulate me. So I have a recognition for you, but I also like to extend an invitation to you to come to Washington. I am going to put a bus on your service. Look at the Capitol building, look at the White House, and we'll take a picture by the steps of the Capitol together. How's that?
Coach Labrador, I'd like to make a presentation to the governor, as the governor has to attend another parade in North Jersey. Gyro, Coach, Governor.
Governor, on behalf of Elmora Youth League, the coaches, Mayor Bowledge, and all of our city residents and our entire community, we wanted to give you our and welcome you to our Trooper family, your own Trooper jersey. Elmora Troopers, thank you, Governor Murphy, for all your support. Again, we are one, and now you're one with us, Governor. Thank you.
Go, Governor Murphy. Big dog up there. But I want to see
The Attorney General of the State of New Jersey, General Graywall. General?
Wow, what a day for Elizabeth, what a day for Union County, and what a day for New Jersey and the state police. Let's hear it one more time for the Elmora Troopers. What you did this summer by winning the New Jersey Jersey State Championship, by winning the Mid-Atlantic, and by making a run at the Little League World Series was nothing short of remarkable. And you showed the world what all the Little League teams around here know, and that you don't want to go up against the Elmora Troopers. Now, you've been on ESPN. You're going to have batting practice with the Somerset team next week, the Patriots. You met Boomer already, so I don't have anything more to add to that. You guys are rocking it. All I want to say is you've made us proud, you've made New Jersey proud, and you've made the memory of Trooper Hanratty proud. That number that you wore on your sleeve, you carried yourselves with honor, and you represented this state and the New Jersey State Police with great honor and pride. So congratulations, Coach. Congratulations.
The state senator from our district, Senator Joseph Cryan.
All right, City of Elizabeth, are we proud of these guys or what? From opening day, which was a great day, to the championship at Sayreville. I didn't get a chance to go to Bristol, but I did have a chance to go to Williamsport. I have to tell you guys something. Williamsport to William Street, you made everyone in this city and this state proud. Let's give them a great big round of applause. I'm waiting for my colleague Inekiano to bring a resolution, which we're not going to present or read. But this is a little bad, because after Alvio Series invites him to Washington, we were going to invite you to Trenton and hopefully be excited and we have a bus, but hey, if you can fit us in, we want you to come on behalf of the state, and we do have a resolution. I just want to mention one other thing, two quick things. One is, how about for all of us that had a chance to not only go to Williamsport, but also had a chance to watch a team on TV, I want to give a special shout out to Coach Labrador, to that final speech, which I think cemented his relationship with his players and cemented his relationship with the city of Elizabeth and the state of New Jersey. Coach Labrador, to you and the coaches, fabulous job. You made us all proud. My last comment is this. Anybody around here ever coach youth sports? How many of us wanted to be, I coached Little League for 5 years. How many of us wanted to be the coaches as well, right? I know we talked about the players, and you're right, Chris, the players first, but I got to tell you, coaches, for you to inspire these players who stood up and stood out for each other, that's what made us proud as a city. Because we stood together for each other, we watched young people stand together and root for the best of each other, and we watch coaches bring out the best in them. That's what makes this city great. We bring out the best in each other. That's what makes the state of New Jersey great. And let's go Troopers!